Peace, y'all. I wanted to come on here real quick because, really, I'm just pissed. Okay, I want to do the review of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 10, Episode 9. We're going to start off with Portia. She's trying to get into acting, theater. She just tires me out. I really don't want to talk about her. She is not needed on the show. Okay, now let's go ahead and get with Kim. Kim and Sheree, they meet up at a restaurant and they're waiting on Nene to show up. So they sit down, they talk about, different things or whatever. So, Kim basically says that she likes Portia, but insinuates heavy that Candy wanted to lick her box. What? Come on now. Really? You ain't never said nothing like this before. But now all of a sudden, since Portia got all this crap started last season, now all of a sudden you want to say Candy wanted to lick yo what? I can't stand Kim. I can't. I just can't. I can't. And I think the more disappointing thing was that Sheree was just laughing. I mean, come on. Like, you supposed to be cool with Candy, and she's laughing about it, he, whatever. And, Sheree tells Kim that Tyrone is a good guy, and she's, really wanting to be with him whenever he get out of prison. And I'm just like, girl, Tyrone is bored. Tyrone needs commissary and a phone pal. He is using your dumb ass. Okay? He ain't doing nothing but running up your phone bill. Okay? Alright. Sheree calls Nene on the phone and she's like, where are you? Nene said, you didn't get the memo? It was like, no. And Nene said, I'm not coming. So they're like, why? Nene said a bigger conversation needs to be had. And, apparently there's some issues, some type of beef between all of them. And she wants to have this little elephant in the room get together. So Nene hangs up on Sheree. That's right. She hangs up in her face. And so Kim went on to say that she saw Nene's Rolls Royce at some store and Nene was parked in the handicap spot. Now Kim's hating ass also said that it's a rent a Royce. I'm like, bitch, no matter if it's a rent a Royce or not, she in one, she's driving one, you're not. See, that bitch Kim, she's a fucking enemy. An enemy to her motherfucking soul. Okay, and she got me fucking heated over here. So Kim goes on to say, yeah, Brielle, we were at Nene's house and Brielle saw 24 cockroaches in Nene's house. Really? Did she? You wasn't even invited. You or your child. And why was Brielle upstairs? She was counting the cockroaches? Right. Furthermore, those were not cockroaches. Okay? That would be an infestation. And they would not be designated just to the upstairs area. They would be all downstairs and everything else. Kim tries to do whatever she can to demean Nene, and we all know it. She's jealous. She's very envious of Nene, and it's embarrassing, really. So moving on, Cynthia did a back to school drive. Kenya and Cynthia's sister Mal showed up, and so Nene FaceTimed Cynthia and invited them to the elephant in the room party. So later on, Will shows up. Cynthia acting all giddy and nervous and just acting like a child, giggling. I mean, oh my god, it was just so embarrassing. It's like, girl, chill the fuck out. Is this the first time you ever been around a man? I mean, Kenya was like having she had to pull Cynthia to the side. And she was like, look, stop this. Okay? You're fucking 50 years old. Cool out. So, Will is basically saying that he's going to Brazil and he's going to see the Jesus statue. And, King was like, well, prostitution is legal down there. And, Cynthia looking all crazy. And she was like, well, I want to see you before you go on your trip. I mean, girl, calm down. Calm down. Is this the first time you ever dated a good-looking man? I mean, damn. Was you like this over Peter? It is just embarrassing. Like, girl, get your life. So, okay, so Nene has hired this, little energy reader in ballet. She's a medium, and, they all meet up at her little storefront. So it's Nene, Cynthia, and Candy. They're all talking, and, Will's name come up, and, Cynthia just talking about how Candy kind of interrogated him when they went on a little boat trip. And so Candy was just like, well, I'm just trying to look out for you, basically. And, I think you drop dead gorgeous. And if I wasn't married, I would date you. Okay. Candy. We know you like women. Calm the hell down. Please, calm the hell down. Because according to Kim, you and Todd are swinging with different couples in Atlanta. Okay? Just calm down with all of that. Lord. All right. So in ballet, she wanted everybody to kind of, hand over their phones. She didn't, it was like a no phone zone. She wants everybody to be, in a positive energy. But, in ballet, her attitude was funky straight up out the gate. She looking at people all side-eyed. You can tell she's watched Housewives of Atlanta before because, certain people, she was, she greeted them better than others. You know what I mean? So you can tell she knows. She knows about the show. She knows about each woman individually, and everybody pretty much gave up their phone except for Kim and Portia. When Kim walked through the door, she automatically had attitude. This wig wearing bitch automatically had a funky ass attitude. I can't stand her punk ass. Okay? She was in there, talking about, oh, it smells like sage in here. Bitch, what is it supposed to smell like? She automatically took a disliking, to M ballet and, all of that. And so it was already going to be a mess. So in ballet, she kind of went down the line and she told Candy that, she sees and hears things, like deja vu. And, Candy confirmed that, yeah, I do all the time. And then in ballet told Nene that, she has a good heart. She cares about people despite what other people think. In ballet also tells Sheree that, go ahead and do what you want to do. Your choice. In ballet then tells Cynthia that she did overhear some of the conversation, before the session started, but that she doesn't need to listen to her friends because they are right this time when it comes to Will. That basically Will is an opportunist. He's a leech. He's a user. Shocker. So, all in the background, Kim is like, don't believe that. I don't, and ballet was like, what did you say, Kim? She was like, no, I just don't want you to, kind of change Cynthia's mind, and ballet was like, look, Dixie Cup, you basically cannot do my job better than me. So Kim claimed that, she's of a higher power, and ballet shouldn't be using words like shady and, Dixie Cup, and it was just a mess. Ballet walked about of her own session, which, who does that? Ballet, look, I don't know if you're a fraud or not, but you need to get yourself together, okay? Because if anybody would have been walking up out of there, it would have been Kim's punk ass. So Kim started going off about how she's been read, by the Long Island medium and everybody else and all of that. And Kim was like, look, I'm tired of this back and forth. She told Kim that you can either stay here or you can leave and just shut the fuck up, basically. So Kim is just looking. She didn't even say anything back. And look, why was Kim and Portia holding hands? That was what What in the bulldogger shit is going on here? It just looked childish. It looks so immature. These are two grown 40-something-year-old women holding hands. Look, Housewives of Atlanta does not need these two. Bring Phaedra back and find somebody else. One thing I do want to say is it really just disappoints me about Sheree. I have to go back to that, because you should never sit with this pale beast and listen to her talk about Nene like that. You should never do that. Kim is a liar. She is a known liar. She is a jealous, envious woman. And for Sheree just to sit there and listen to that bullshit, it really bothers me, you know, because as black women, you know, you don't stick together enough. And Sheree just played right on into Kim's hands. I mean, you know, I know Sheree needs a little cash, you know, for the chateau, but don't sell your soul. You know, this episode really, really, really pissed me off. And Kim, all you did was lay on your aging back and open your filthy legs and have a dozen kids by a seat warmer in the NFL. Now, you thought his quirky from Life Goes On ass was going to have longevity in the NFL, and they let his ass go. Okay? So your plan failed. Ha ha, the joke's on you. So now you crawling back to the Housewives of Atlanta, and you're trying to create chaos. That is your only purpose on this show, is to create chaos amongst Kenya, Nene, Candy. You're worthless. You know, we know you low-key need cash. We know. Your show is on the verge of being canceled. Ain't nobody watching it. Nobody. I don't know any black people watch the show. And you know, you really are a pathetic piece of shit. You're jealous. You're jealous of Nene. You're jealous of Candy and Kenya because they look better than you. And you hate the fact that Nene has accomplished so much. She's extended her 15 minutes and she surpassed you. And that's something that you couldn't do. You know, and you once had more money than Nene, and now you're taking the back seat. And so now Nene is that girl. You know what I mean? And you're mad about that. You big mad about it. But in the meantime, you're making yourself look bad because most people see through you. They see through your wig. You know what I mean? That woman don't have roaches in her house. And you can't be mad because you age like milk and you have the propensity to have lice and you burn in the sun. You can't be mad because those other women that you hate have melanin and you don't. They have a steady income. They're beautiful black women. You hate that. And I hate you. You know, and Bravo, you are trash for having Kim back on this show. This show was designed for a black cast, and Real Housewives of Atlanta, they are #1 on Bravo, and they didn't need Kim to do it. She doesn't add anything to the show other than negativity. So why have her on this show? Please get her off. She is a cancer. And nobody likes her. Very few people like her. Candy and Nene, they both thought that Kim was their friend. You know, Candy went above and beyond, tardy for the party without a contract. Nene, you know, she just knew that Kim was her best friend. But this is what happens when you invite them to the cookout. I mean, they usually always screw you in the end. And so, look, I'm just totally outdone. This is MLK Day, and I am totally outdone with this episode. All right, y'all, I gotta go.